It sounds like Jake says he doesn't want renovations. He wants innovation.
I want an increase in demand and movie going. And the way you do that is you start tracking moviegoer attendance and you convert as many moviegoers to concession buyers and get them coming back. So my idea, this is a marketing idea, okay? Goes back to the mascot. Once AMC adopts, they don't have to change the logo. That's not what I'm proposing. Once they adopt the Gorilla Ape mascot, you have team members at every AMC that create a more welcoming and fun environment. When you go into an AMC, you're welcomed by an ape gorilla, okay? And for new hires, this is a great team building experience. So you want to create a fun environment. You attract the youth. You want the next generation to get in the habit of going to an AMC theater. Get the mascots in the theater. There has to be a draw other than, oh, we're the biggest, or we're the largest, or a certain movie. Drive demand, right? Performance-oriented executives. You got to think creatively.
Demand is good, but we need to make sure we have a really good product.
There's no but. Drive demand as close to 100% capacity as possible at every theater. Increase concession sales. Increase attendance. Repeat every single day until you get to max capacity. Then buy additional theaters.
Well, if you don't have a good product, you're basically running a Ponzi.
Are you saying that AMC doesn't have a good product?
We need to make sure our products are. They do.
They have a fantastic product.
But okay, let's bring it back. Let's bring it back to everything.
The mascot marketing.
If the mascot is adopted, then add ape costume. And along with more innovative ideas surrounding the ape mascot. But
the mascot will welcome
I'm trying
everybody.
to think about other ideas, but that at least I have, to innovate if the ape is adopted in there.
And could I challenge the ape though? I mean, we live in a bubble,
you
right?
can't challenge the ape. Listen, you need to have a draw as to why I'm coming back to AMC to watch a movie every single day, every single weekend with all of my friends or my coworkers or my family. And that draw is a welcoming environment.
And like one of the
mascot
that like kind of combines both ideas, and I'm sure like maybe the theater rooms are already set up like this when I say this, so it might already be a thing, but you could even in terms of like the narrative that like, oh, movies are too expensive, blah blah blah, like if the theater rooms aren't already like this, then it would take some renovation. But you can have like, say, the tickets for the recliner seats are a little bit more expensive, and then they could have kind of like, tighter, smaller seats that aren't as like, accommodating as a recliner, but those ticket sales are cheaper. So you could essentially say, all right, like you want to go to a movie for, $10 instead of $15 per ticket, then, you won't get the recliner, but you'll save money. So it's for people that are like, okay, yeah, you're basically like paying for comfort and having like a tier-based like seating system where, there are cheaper seats that you can get. They're just not going to be the recliners.
Cheapest seats you can get are with AMC Stubs A-List. It's $1 per hour of entertainment in any format at any AMC within the circuit. You can't get cheaper than that.
Well, you could get cheaper than that if you're doing what I'm saying, even with the A-List. So whatever the A-List is offering right now as being the cheapest, then like if you're getting recliner seats with that, then you can go even cheaper if you're like, okay, A-List.
But we have recliner seats. You see, the thing is, we have recliner seats.
No,
unless you're going to a classic, that's a different market.
Right. You're missing the point is what I'm saying is you would have recliner seats and smaller seats that you can fit more seats together because they're not recliners all in the same theater room. So you have some recliners.
What's the return? The return on a mascot is very high. It's low cost to implementation and very high return.
So
on the experience.
Remember, we're not knocking anybody's ideas. So Jake, your idea is definitely added on there, okay, for the 8 thingy. So it's just more about if you want to add on to the idea to promote it so that way it can be successful to help it fundamentally as a company with AMC. Cool. Awesome.
That will
But
increase
the
revenues. Think
the
about
other
it.
part too is with renovations, the renovations as well, that does help out fundamentals because it adds to the experience. But the way I put it for the way Jake was saying is that if no renovations are scheduled, because it really is up to the company if they have it in their, I guess, investment that they can do it. If it's worth doing it, then they're going to do it because it's part of the experience. But if no renovations are scheduled, then adding to Hang Loose's idea where it says make those seats a little bit cheaper because it doesn't add to the experience versus other ones. And it would create a demand for both. If you want a cheaper movie, you get a little bit of cheaper seats. If you want a better experience with the better movie and all that, then you can go ahead and have those at regular priced. So it's kind of bringing all those ideas together. But just as a blanket statement, just remember it's about promoting these ideas all together and not negating anybody's idea.
Yeah.
To the point of
And I think like that would ultimately like again one of the short and distort theses against AMC that they bark about on mainstream media is that movies are too expensive. So that idea to where like you're offering
Which is fun.
cheaper seats. Right, that's fine. I'm just saying as far as the idea, you can destroy that because it's like, oh, look, well, now AMC is offering like, whatever the discount would be, 50%. I don't care what the number is. It's just all hypothetical right now. But it's just like, okay, you say AMC theaters are too expensive. Now we offer it for people that don't care about the recliners. Now we're giving them, cheaper tickets. And in those rows where there aren't recliners, you're filling up with like 3 times the amount of seats because these are smaller seats. And so you get the people that don't have that think theaters are too expensive. Now they can go, they can spend their money, and you're filling up the theater rooms with, like twice as many people because now you have like 3 times the seats in several of the rows within the theater room.
And hang loose to your point. I think it's very smart because, like you said, there's a lot of people that don't really care about comfort at all. They just want to go watch a movie, enjoy themselves. And if you can pack the theaters with more people or attract other people that wasn't attracted to the movies because, like, again, it was too expensive. Now, like, oh, it's $3 cheaper or $4, whatever cheaper. I can go now. So all you want is the people to go into the AMC. It doesn't matter like how you pack the movies, right? Because the moment that they are in there, that's where they spend the money. So to your point, yeah man, I really like that.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty much, same concept as like, they could model it after how it is at like sporting events because you can consider like the recliners as being like, the nice box seats. And then you move your way all the way up as far as like tiers, having tier seating. So yeah, it's going to drive more demand, bring more people, going to make the rooms even bigger to fit more people, like all that jazz. Cause like, yeah, I'll be honest, like in certain instances, I don't give a fuck about the comfort. I mean, I don't need a recliner. Like if I just want to get in and, I don't have a bunch of money, like inflation's kicking in, then I'm like, yeah, fuck that. I would rather have a cheap seat than, be in the recliner if I can spend less money. So where inflation's headed, that could be huge for a lot of people.
Guys, can I say? Yep. Also, I just wanted.
Can I finish off my idea?
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
It turned into something that it didn't need to. I was responding to a previous comment, which was inaccurate. And the idea that I'm proposing is a mascot. The return on a mascot is very high. It's low cost of implementation. You have benefits for team members at AMC when they're new to the work, where they're welcoming people. You have recurring revenue advantages when people, they're going for the mascot. They're going to get welcomed back to the movie, right? It's fun. It's fun for kids. It's fun for families. It's fun for adults. And you're not rebranding. The one, I guess, drawback that AMC would probably say would be with a mascot is, we're going to dilute brand value. No, you're not, because you're not modifying the logo. It's It's an experience. You're adding to the movie going experience on premise at the location, and easy to implement. You could do it next week. Okay, you could do it next week, and we'll see the benefits in terms of revenues and cash flows and return moviegoers. So that's the idea. I'll leave it at that.
That's a really good idea.
Before I add to that, I want to make sure I'm not jumping ahead of Brandon.
No adding to the idea, please.
Okay, before I give my idea that's similar, my opinion, I just want to make sure that Brandon doesn't have anything they want to add.
Brandon should probably go. He's been waiting for an hour.
Sorry, I'll be quick. Or do you want me to? Well, anyway, long story short. So, my first ever job I had was Cinemark, and I became like assistant manager. And let me tell you how like refreshing it is that we have an agent or a company that listens to our ideas and is willing to adapt to the changes. Because I remember being a younger guy and being in these meetings, and let's face it, it was a bunch of boomers, and they had this mentality of like, why reinvent the wheel? You know, like they weren't scared of this digital era that was coming. Mind you, this was back in 2004, we were reel to reel, no digital. They weren't worried about it. I remember I had to fight them over, a little powder you put on the popcorn. I mean, that was just like anything new was just like such a pushback. So this is like really refreshing. But a way that we would generate revenue, and I'm sure you guys talked about it. I just found this, so if you did talk about this, but we would do what was called midnight showings, and basically, we had access to different movie studios catalogs. So we would do like Goonies was always a huge hit. The original Batman. I know that AMC is doing it. Kind of like with the original Top Gun, I think like Titanic and whatnot, but I'm talking like Goonies. We did, there was really popular ones, and basically it would be after hours. It would be a special event, and literally, I mean, it made us a lot of profit. And I was just thinking we can tie it into like, now that we have this 8 movement, we can do, we can all decide like, what movie we all want to do, see, and then we just go in that theater with the intention of just like swooping up everything, merchandise, concession, and we have like a good time about it. And then what we would do for like the employees, because you would need staff to stay later, we would have like contests. Okay, whoever sells the most large popcorns or upsells the most gets a prize. We would have contests for the patrons, like we like dress up competitions, and you win like a movie poster, or, whatnot. So I guess, I don't know if it's been brought up, but like, do we know if the old movies have been converted to digital by any chance? Because this was back when it was reel to reel.
To be honest with you, a lot of the movies that I'm seeing come back are remastered. So I'm to assume they're digital, because if they're going to remaster them, they're going to digitally remaster them.
Yeah, they also have to make it digital because the reels are no longer in production, in use, or whatever you want to call it. They're obsolete for all movie theaters across all AMC. It's all digital.
Right.
They transferred it over back in like, I want to say 2010. No, actually a little bit after that, like 2012.
Right.
I was working at the theater when they did the transfer, because all the people that were in charge of the reels are like, oh my God.
Oh, it was
they
the
had to
biggest
get down on
pushback.
people because it was digital. But yeah.
Yeah.
It's all
that
digital now.
guy, I think that we have that idea somewhat there in the list, but it would be very nice to refine it too, because like, again, like a lot of people also want to go back to, especially those late viewings for those movies. So that's a good idea. I think it
was something
find
so
that
special.
idea and refine it for sure.
It was something special about like a midnight showing, and I'm from a small town in the high desert, in California. We would kill it. I mean, the line would be wrapped around our building for Goonies, and I think we'd Lost Boys or the Crow. I mean, and we made it like, seasonal. So like around Halloween time, we would do, a certain Halloween theme. But and whereas what we would do is we'd rent the movie, the reel-to-reel movie, on like quarters on the dollar, whereas new movies we make the opposite. We make like quarters on the dollar, and it was like strict profit, and it was like just like a fun time. And if we incorporated that, like maybe just start out with like the bigger markets, like us as like a community, if we can reach out to like I don't know who we need to reach out to, but like we all decide, hey, let's bring this, bring this movie back, and we all just vow to like just go meet up, and then it'll give an opportunity for us to meet each other, and just buy up everything. I don't know. It just sounds like it should be a good time.
Okay, so I have an idea for that one, Brandon. So let's say they do that, right? The midnight viewing of like old movies or whatever. And let's say they do it like every first Saturday of the month type of thing, right? They do like a whole day or a few hours or whatever movies. So then you make a poll that for everybody that come in and watch the movie, so they come in those interactive posters, and you make a poll for the viewing for the next month's movie. So like that, anybody that comes in that loves the type of like viewing type of thing, they could go in and vote right away for the movie that they want to see next month. So like that, it's always kind of, so they give the options, of course, of like for movies, whatever, and they choose from that.
Yeah,
I think that
that's
would be
awesome.
very nice and interactive with the people. And a lot of people do want to go back to the big movies, to the theaters to see like those old movies for sure. So
I've heard on this call.
So
I've heard on this call a few times people saying, I want to see, I want to see the original Top Gun, or, or Jurassic Park, or, And I know that we used to have, like, at Cinemark, we had access to all these catalogs, and it was cheap. And mind you, like, the previous guy, I think it was Jake, so there is a give and take, right, with these recliner chairs, like you lose a lot of like attendance. I mean, I think our biggest theater held like, God, it was like 300 seats or something. We were charging like $5 a head. So we're making bank, so now it's kind of like, you lose numbers with the luxury aspect of it, But I mean, if like us apes like went to the, we're gonna show up and buy stuff, and it's just it's a fun event all around. The staff always loved it because there was contests of who can upsell the most, and sometimes we give them overtime. I don't know, just a thought, guys.
So let me go ahead and bring it together to make sure I'm getting your idea right.
Yes.
I put down seasonal events at individual locations to norm a company culture between participating locations. So it can be, inclusive not only to one theater because AMC is kind of all around different areas. So it's just between participating locations. And then the examples are costume contests, upselling challenges, voting to bring back previous movies that premiere at certain locations.
Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah. Thank you for hearing me out.
No problem.
And I don't know if it was mentioned before, but like with his idea, you could have like comment cards at the theaters where people, or something more advanced, like whatever, on an app or something where like, people that visit the theater like on their way out or whatever they can throw in comments of the movies they'd like to see, and then that data is collected, and then the top top 3 or whatever, maybe they could even get voted on or something, but just something along the lines of like comment cards or something on the app.
That's exactly the app, man. Like the app can do so many, it could be doing so many things. If they just add on to it, just add more technology, I guarantee you data is like so huge. If you get the data that's needed, you can go ahead and just create so many different like formulas with data to actually depict on what investments would be, viable and good for AMC. But it's through the app and it's from the consumer specifically. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm all about the app. So
yeah, they really need to invest that on the interactive app with us and AMC. Definitely going to help a lot.
And then you can have like like video games while you're like sitting in the theater beforehand, where everybody can like play from the app. Like it could be like a super just like silly basic
Digital arcade.
trivia night.
But yeah, and everybody's like playing from their phone on the screen while they're waiting for like, the trailers to start. And it's just like something you can just kind of like log into. And I don't know what type of game. There's a lot that goes into that, but it was,
Happy hour, the hour before the movie starts.
Well, no, you couldn't do that, because then like that's movie times that like you'd want showing in between. But I don't know. Not to downshoot that idea.
No, I'm saying like you can go to the bar, man. Just do it.
Right. Yeah. No. Yeah, I was just, yeah, I was trying.
Yeah, because it's 30
I'm
minutes
fucking-
before the actual movie plays and stuff like that. But yeah. But all I'm saying is the happy hour, if you go early to AMC, getting people there before the movie starts, and then if they're there, then it's just more opportunity for concessions to be bought or money to be spent there because you're already there, right? So you're like, I'm waiting, so let's go ahead and do some excursion or some activity or get a drink or get some, concessions, like whatever it is. That if you get them there, they're more than likely to spend versus when they're not there, because why would they spend anything if they're not there?
Yeah, and I know it's not like much of a trend anymore. Maybe it still is, but like something along the lines of like locating like Pokemon around the fucking theater and shit. How people
Scavenger hunt. We said scavenger hunt. That was another idea too. Okay. We got hands. Okay. All right. And AMC Ape, like, I'm not sure if you had your hand up or not. I know you've been here for a minute. Wire, do you mind if we let him go right before?
I'm trying to circle back all the way to the conversation to Jake, to be honest with you. I feel we should probably maybe respect hands a little bit better.
Yeah,
but I feel there's a better way to translate the last suggestion to the way that the company might see how to implement it. And from what I gathered, I feel that the company should have more guidance to the theaters, such as programming events. So they need to stay consistently, sending, this is what we can do for programs if you guys are willing to do it. Midnight showing, make it across the board, make it easy. Because keep in mind that if the franchise is sending out the guidance, they can also send it out at key specific times where they need to draw more revenue or fill more gaps. And then also something I think we missed over that he suggested as well, and it's probably because we've talked about it before, and it's getting the employees hyped about these events as well by, giving guidance to the theaters on, hey, you can do this with your employees, and maybe we can get the production studios to kick in a little bit, such as when Top Gun was coming out, all the employees would get Top Gun glasses, and there would be prizes they could win for top sales and things like that. Get them excited about, driving sales. Because if you're not having fun selling the product, people aren't most likely going to want to buy it, right? Or a lot of times when I was in sales, most of my sales came from people not knowing that the product was even available, right? Just educating people on what's available is huge. So Jake's right about that, and the previous suggestions right about it. And I feel that the way to, suggest it to AMC is that they need to create this consistent guidance to the local theaters, driving those ideas. And to circle back with Jake, it's good ideas. I feel that there's also, there is a large cost to creating a new mascot for your rebranding, the marketing, because if you're creating something big, well, if you're also creating something as big as a mascot, you're going to want to market it. So you're going to throw a lot of marketing into it as well. But also, I want us to all realize that we live in a bubble. There's 4 to 5 million AMC investors, but there's about 150 million customers annually, right? So yes, we love apes and things like that, but everybody else might not know it either. So I do feel we do need to create another, mascot, because we've had Clippy for forever. It's dated. We don't even show our mascot. I feel we're probably embarrassed by it. And call me biased. My suggestion is a phoenix. So I think that would be a cool mascot for AMC.
Could I just say something? That'd be okay.
Yeah, of course, man. Let's go.
I've heard these ideas. They're good. This is the first time I've been on, so perhaps I'll duplicate something that's been on. I don't know. But Jake's idea about getting a mascot's great. It doesn't cost much. I know it costs some marketing, but it's not much. It's peanuts compared to what other things they could be spending on, like seats and stuff like that. We don't need to spend any more on stuff. People aren't coming because the seats aren't comfy enough. They're not coming because they don't want to. Just full stop. So we need to make them want to. So how do we make them want to? Well, I think,
Actually, before you go, I just would like to share that let's respect everybody's idea, right? Yeah, I understand everybody has a different opinion, but somebody who was suggesting to have better chairs, that's not wrong, that's his suggestion.
Yeah,
So
no, it's not wrong.
respect
It's not
is
wrong, but it's just
no, no,
a
no. Hold on one second, please. It's not just you. I'm
One
talking
at a
about the.
time.
I don't think it's
about the
wrong, guys.
overall, this space call. This is the space call where we respect everybody's idea, right? No matter who you are, everybody is given same amount of respect and the same amount of respect to the idea as well. We are just suggesting to AMC management and Adam Aaron, right? And whatever they think is good fit for AMC, they're gonna implement that. So your idea is awesome too, but somebody else's is as good as yours. So let's talk about only our own idea instead of somebody else's.
Okay, sorry, I apologise. The way I speak is kind of a bit compensational, and I apologise for that.
No, that's fine, brother. It's not just you. I'm just talking about the overall thing. Go ahead,
Yeah.
please.
Sorry. So what are our strengths? Our strengths are apes. We've got to appeal to lots of people, but what we know we've got is us. And so the Brandon talking about movies that we can. Why don't we just open movies if we've got a back catalogue? I'm not going because there's nothing on. That's why. And the things that there's just not enough on that I want to see. But if there's something that I will see, I can go. I can take my kids. We can buy concessions. I will. It's just that there's nothing in. I run out of things to see. So more movies, more different types of movies, old movies, classic movies, at any time. I look at our multiplex. I'm from the UK, so we've got Odeon, not AMC. But if you look on when you book your seat, it's empty. It's just empty. Lots of, apart from Avatar, which was that full for the first couple of weeks, it's empty. And that's duplicated in 10 screens. But I would go and I would tell my friends to come, and if it was something we wanted to see, so a poll would be great. Get it on Twitter, spread it out so other people might just see it, where it gets trending on Twitter. Not just the app. The app's brilliant. Yeah, it gives you information that they can, drag and mine from that they can then hit selectively. But put it on Twitter as well. But yeah, it's capitalised on the ape movement. Yeah. I think that mascot's great. And another thing is, it's not about what we can do. There's the idea that I came on for really was use the apes. So our big problem is we've got a lot of debt and we're not profitable, and that's bad. So we need to get out of debt. So why? I'm just wondering why can't AMC sell shares in the next offering directly to apes?
All right. So with that part, it's more going toward the stock thingy. I know I did mute you with it, but for this call specifically, we do want to help the fundamentals. I get what you're saying with the debt for that part, but it's now going to a little bit more with the stock itself. So it's just trying to improve the fundamentals on it. I'm going to unmute you. I'm not kicking you off, but I'm just trying to just let you know, hey, look, just kind of try and stick to the fundamentals and not really the stock talk about anything, just as a preface. But keep on going, keep on continuing. I just wanted to let you know.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't realise what this was about. I kind of see that as a fundamental. Debt is a fundamental. So I had another idea, but it is along the lines of how to deal with debts. But I'll shelve that one. In the UK, you've got this thing in Odeon called Limitless, where you buy this for something like $15 a month, and you can just see whatever you want anytime for $15 a month. But that's only for adults. There's nothing for children. And I think a similar thing at a reduced rate would be really worthwhile for children, because I could bring it, basically could really offer them for nothing. When you got cinemas playing with no one in, it's not a loss. You bring someone else in, it makes the atmosphere better, and they buy concessions. So it's a win-win. Give a season ticket cheaply to kids. I think that would be a good idea. Anyway, I've talked enough. So
gotcha. So so a membership pass that's discounted for kids.
Yeah.
Because that's still part of A-list. but then it would just be discounted for specifically with the kids.
Yeah.
Okay. And you said that you're over there in the UK, so in Odeon, they don't have anything that's like A-list or anything like that?
No, no. And sort of tie in with the UK a bit more. You know, like I wanted to buy merchandise. You know, when you can't get it, it won't ship here.
There should be AMC 8. I think there's a program called AMC or Unlimited, something Unlimited.
Yeah,
Limitless. There you go. Actually, did you know, fun fact, since you brought it up, AMC Stubs A-List was inspired by the Odeon Limitless rewards program. That tier in the AMC rewards program was introduced in 2018, but it was inspired by Kate.
Yeah. No, it's good. It's good. And so whenever I go to the cinema, I always speak to the people who are serving me and ask them whether they even know what AMC is. And most of them don't even know that Odeon is owned effectively by AMC, and they certainly don't know that they're under pressure from short sellers, and that their jobs are actually at risk potentially from this activity. So I always tell them, look, this is going on. Read about this. You might want to invest. So, I don't know, as a method of just publicizing to the very people who work in there, it might be an incentive for them to put more into work. I don't know. So that's what I've got to say. So thank you very much for letting me speak. It's great.
Okay, so just so that way I'm getting that last idea right, improve the Odeon family to make them more inclusive with their parent company, AMC, because you're saying that you've spoken to a lot of the people and they don't even realize that AMC is the owner of them?
Yeah, they don't.
Okay. And that would come down to like their training in the beginning, so then that way they kind of know about who they're working for specifically, because that is kind of huge, and it would help with marketing for both. If they know exactly where it's from them, but they're working for them, that just more information would just help out.
Yeah,
so I can do that.
Even on the signage, Odeon with AMC, just put the AMC badge, because then I'll talk to people. So the other thing, I wanted to buy merchandise, so I went to AMC, and I can't buy it in England. I'll pay whatever extortionate shippage it costs, but I can't because it's not available. And so the credit card's not available. And I'd love to be able to get a credit card and not have to talk to, be dealing with the banks. I'd like a credit card that's not with an bank, and I can bring it out and buy something with it and say to the person I'm giving it to, do you know anything about AMC? It's just, it would be very easy wins for not much cost. And the apes over here would be prepared to pay the extra cost in shipping and things like that. We've got to use the people that we've got, and just making the same things available outside the US to Europe and UK and other places would be massive.
Got you. Yeah, honestly, I would want that to happen too, for them to actually be more inclusive and informed about AMC, because if they know about that too, then trying to get the AMC merch over there might be a little bit easier as well.
Yeah. And
then everything that AMC is doing over here, they're going to want to demand for it over there. They just don't know that even though it's two separate names of the company, that's still under, all AMC in general, like AMC.
Yeah.
So it's just making it more informed about their parent company, AMC, and then letting it just trickle down from there for everything that's being over here to kind of mimic it over there and mirror it at the Odeon theaters.
Yes, that would be brilliant. Thank you.
Of course. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Good job out. Thank you very much.
Yeah, that was great. Let me just say, I always appreciate fellow owners and investors of AMC from outside the U.S. coming into these calls and contributing their ideas and insight into what we can all do to improve the company and its fundamentals. The AMC Ideas Group, since its inception, has dramatically reduced the risk for AMC in introducing new products, services, and experiences. And we've offset the cost of doing all that, because this is one of the most amazing collective efforts by people that have invested in the company. So we have an incentive to make sure that whatever we're proposing or contributing benefits the business. So I always appreciate that. And I know Odeon was acquired. The European business at AMC is known for having quite a few IMAX locations. I think the parent company has the most IMAX locations in Europe out of the competing circuits. So Mark Way, I think, is the president CEO of that operation. I do want to visit the UK. The London theater looks fantastic. The architecture, all of it it looks amazing. So I appreciate you coming up here, AMC Ape. That's my comment. I see you popped up. I don't know if you want to respond to that or not. And then I have an idea.
Oh no, he dropped down. I don't see him.
Oh, he dropped down. Okay,
yeah,
cool.
It might just be a lag. But yeah, go ahead, Jake.
Okay, the idea was actually inspired by Hang Loose and when he was talking about gaming and doing an arcade. So AMC has something called Screen Vision Media, where at some location, I don't know if this is across the entire circuit, but at some locations you can actually play a game using your phone, and you're interacting with other people with the game, etc. Trivia and gaming. But in terms of this is a new idea. This is the new idea, revenue generating idea. It's called mobile arcade, movie arcade. It's on your phone. It's connected to the AMC Theaters application. You pay a fee, right? Imagine all the moviegoers that visit an AMC theater throughout the year participating in a virtual digital arcade. Instead of having a physical arcade next to the theater, we're upgrading that experience to a digital arcade. The same games that you would play in a physical arcade environment, you can play on your phone at the AMC theater while you're waiting for your concessions or in the theater during pre-show or whatnot. And you charge a fee. You generate revenue. So 60 million moviegoers times 50 cents a month, something insignificant where I don't even think about paying an extra. You call it a fee. You call it an arcade fee. You don't even call it a subscription. And you generate revenue that way. And you upgrade the experience. Now you have something called a new innovation at AMC called digital arcade gaming at the theater on your phone. So digital arcade by AMC. Integrated with the app, or they could do a standalone app, but I think it would make sense just to integrate it with the AMC Theaters app.
Cool. All right. So I did it all was mobile movie arcade fee for this additional app used in conjunction with AMC Theaters app and arcade fee. So that way it's not a subscription. Digital arcade gaming AMC.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Oh, okay. No more hands. Oh, wow. Okay. Whew. It's a lot. So
I have hands.
Go to you, Mahol.
Yeah. Fast can wait. Yeah. So, like now we have concert. Fast, do you have idea? I'll wait if you do.
No. Go for it. I was just being annoying.
Okay. I thought as usual. So, yeah, I have a couple of ideas. One from the latest idea that AMC Ape gave. So, we should have a different pass for different type of movie category for the entire year. So, for example, like, let's say kids pass, right? Which may cost like $50 or whatever they decide. But that kids pass will include all the kids movies for 2023. So, once you buy that pass, you can bring your kid for every single kids movie in the entire year. So, this way we are the same way we can have like horror movie pass, right? So all the horror movies coming in 2023, you can just use that pass and you can watch all of them. The way we'll make more money with this is like, let's say if I have pass, then I'll try to watch every single movie to make the most out of my pass, right? But every single time when I'm going to AMC theater, I'll be buying something from concession, from the food area, right? So, it's a win-win. I watch more movie with my kids, or I watch more horror movies or action movie or romantic movie, whatever type of person you are. But this way you will have more people coming again and again for the same category of movie. And also, like let's say if I like horror movie, then no matter which horror movie it is, I'm gonna like all of them, right? I would like to watch all of them. If I do have kids, it's not gonna be like, oh, only for 2 months I have kids. I'm gonna have kids for the whole year. So I'm gonna keep coming with my kid every kid's movie and enjoy the movie with the family. So, it's a win-win for guest, win-win for AMC, instead of like watching only two kids movie in the whole year. So I hope you capture.
I did it in two different ways. So it really is like what they want to play with. So that way they can like figure out which one would be better or both. I just put watch less in-demand movies for more rewards. Just so that way they can get the butt in those seats if there's like less ticket sales for it. So it gives an incentive to the moviegoers, or like how you were saying specifically, watch more movies based on your selected genre for rewards. Because if you guys remember when you set up your account, it did ask, hey, what's your favorite kind of movie? Who are these actors that you kind of follow? What about the directors? Different things like that. So for watching those movies that you selected for the genre that you like, you get more rewards as you go more and more and more for that specific thing. But that's kind of with yours, is that right, Mahol? I just added that beginning part for like less in-demand ones. That's the only other thing.
Yep. And another one, which is very similar to that. Fairs, do you have anything to add to this idea?
Yeah,
No, I got a next one.
I was hoping to maybe suggest some refinement, potentially something to add to it if and get your feedback on it.
Sure.
So, instead of like choosing specific movies, right? Like all of the scary movies, maybe open it up to where it's like only 5 movies, right? But they're scary movies. So you have access to 5 scary movies throughout the whole year. But then also, maybe we can calculate, how much profit we might make off of that and include a popcorn bucket right with it. So like if you get this bundle package, you get the popcorn bucket. The popcorn bucket will, give you a discount on your popcorn every time you come. So like when you come, it's only $3 to refill that popcorn bucket. And you get those 5 movies for 2 people, right? So then that gives them revenue up front, which would be nice. But to be honest with you, that's actually kind of weird how they calculate that as well. So like if they do pre-sales, and if that isn't spent, right, like if you sell 5 movie tickets throughout the year, if they don't use that movie ticket or cash it in, it's not counted as revenue earned. So it just kind of hangs out in limbo. So that's another thing we got to keep in mind is how that's kind of handled in the back end too.
Yep. In addition to that, I have one more idea related to that, which is like customized pass. So, like movie pass for 5 movies, right? But you are the one who select which 5 movie they should be. So on the AMC app, you just buy the movie pass, and in next 3 months, 4 months, whatever it is, you decide which 5 movie you want to watch. And once you use it once for a particular movie, it's done for that movie, right? You can't watch the same movie again with that pass. So your next one and blah, blah, blah. So customizable movie pass, I guess, for 5 movies, something like that.
I like that because that might solve the issue about, the later sales too. Maybe if they sell those bundles, they have a list of all the movies you choose and you just basically buy those movies up front right away. And so they can probably count it as revenue then.
I do have 2 more ideas, but first you can go ahead and you can share your idea, buddy.
I just wanted to add to yours. I'm
Sure,
sorry,
sure,
Fez,
sure.
because I know it's a new idea, but it just popped in my head. So me sometimes I'm not gonna lie, I fucking hate crowds sometimes. Like I don't like to be around people. I'm just like, give me my 6 feet. Like when the pandemic came around and 6 feet was a thing, I was like, oh my god, this is me. Yes, get away. I need my bubble. I need my space. So a selected movie pass to kind of like add on to it would be a pass for like 5 movies, but you can redeem it after 2 weeks of the movie being premiered, and it can be a lesser price, but then they pay ahead of time. So then that's where Wired was saying where it just hangs in limbo, but that would be mitigated if they're paying up front already. Like they already paid for it. So regardless if they use it or not, it's already revenue that was gained. So it's something that can be used in that way. But that can also be a part of it to where it's just 5 movies, but you have to wait 2 weeks after it premieres for you to actually go. But it can also be for the fact that you don't like crowds. So you want to go when it's less crowded for one of those kinds of movies.
I like it. Go ahead, Faiz.
Cool. So I was thinking of like maybe in one year you have like a major holidays, 4 or 5 really major holidays right throughout the year. So thinking of AMC maybe doing kind of like a pack of you have like Christmas, like Valentine's, whatever. And during that month or that week, you buy a pack to, let's say, like Halloween season, right? You buy a pack to go to the AMC to watch the horror movies that they're gonna, show in there. So I'm like, oh, Halloween season's coming. Oh, they have like the Halloween scary movie pack. So I pay whatever. I buy like 5 movies, to go watch during that time of like Halloween, but it's only scary movies. Then you just choose a day or whatever because you already have that pack for, the Halloween like special, whatever. You have Christmas, right? Then you buy the Christmas pack and then you go for those 5 movies during Christmas. So like that, you have, like you can separate into like big holidays throughout the year where AMC can do like these packages, let's say, where you buy just to see like romantic movies during like Valentine's, or whatever it comes holiday that they want to promote or something.
Cool. I just added the holidays to it. So major holidays pass for 5 movies for major holidays.
Yeah, and yeah, for whoever doesn't want to buy, like stubs or whatever, they just want to buy a package itself that gives them more free to, do whatever they want.
Yeah, you just gave me another idea,
I mean, oh, now got 15 more ideas. Let's go, Miho.
So, I use Go City passes whenever I go to other states and visit them for the different places to visit, right? And the way they have is you have 2 kind of packages. One is you can select 3 places, 5 places, and blah, blah, blah. Or you can have 1 day, 2 day, 3 days, 5 days, those kind of package, right? And if you select like 1 day, then in that 1 day you can visit as many places as you like. If you select 2 days, you can visit as many places as you like in 2 days, right? From that list. So if we have the same way for AMC, like this 5 movie, but on the other option, we should have like 1 day movie pass or 2 day movie pass or 5 day movie pass, which would last for like, you have to use it in the same month, but any day of the month, right? So as soon as you watch a first movie, your day start. So whenever you want to use it, but on that day, you can watch all the movie you want. If you want to stay the whole day at AMC, that's fine too. Just keep watching different movies, but it is a day pass instead of like for particular movie. So like 1 day pass, two days pass, or 5 day pass, whatever. But that would be pretty cool. People more staying at AMC, they're gonna eat more at AMC, and they're gonna have fun. We'll make more money. So day passes basically.
I like that. Or day pass or week pass. That's very nice.
Yeah.
Like the more options we give, the consumers, the better, right?
Yep. I have two more ideas. So whenever you're ready, that guy.
Yep.
Cool. Do you want to add something to this one, Wired?
No, I haven't. That's a
Yeah.
pretty idea.
Okay, cool. Okay. So the second one is, we already doing concert. We are already, I hope we are on the way to do the stand-up comedy and all those stuff. What else can we do, right? So Broadway shows, the one in New York, like King Lion or whatever it is, and they play that as a drama instead of a movie. Like literally people play different characters and they show that traditionally, right? Like classic way. So why just do it in that particular one location? Let's do the live stream for them. Let's play that at AMC Theater and show that talent, how talented they are, playing it live because they don't have any cut. They don't have anything like, retake or whatever. They are literally playing a drama. They are literally playing a character and showing the story, right? So it would be more money for them. More people will see their talent and definitely more money for AMC. So, AMC should get in touch with the Broadway show and ask them like, hey, would you like to do the live streaming? Let's make money together and show your talent to the whole world instead of only to the ones who are coming to your theater or only to the ones who are in New York right now. So, just a
Yeah,
thought.
Miho, you can do that. You don't need to do Broadways, right? You have a lot of local theaters like that you do plays. So AMC can do arrangements with the local. I don't know what you call them, like the theater place where they can go and perform in an AMC theater. So not
Yep.
just Broadway, right? Local too.
Yep, definitely. I think that idea was already there, but Broadway, why I said Broadway is like everybody knows about it, right? So when the local talent comes, like they are definitely no issue with showing them. If anybody want to come, yes, screens are there. Go ahead, play your drama, show your talent. But Broadway is like already well known and people go and watch it, right? But let's say today if I want to go to New York, it would be like, come on, man, it's too cold, Yeah, my daughter want to see that Lion King and whatever else that they are doing there, but it is so cold and it's too far. It's gonna cost me like a couple of $100 just to go there. So, for those kind of people and those kind of weather, I'd be like, okay, you know what? My local AMC is playing the same thing, doing the live stream. Why not go there in 10 minutes, 15 minutes, half an hour with my daughter and 2 hours, boom, you are back to home. So, just like concert. Okay, I have one more. And then
I added on to the idea where it also to hire someone to find talent in rural areas to premiere their shows as well. So that way it can promote because everybody knows about Broadway, right? So like you can go ahead, you can see it on Broadway, we can make it live, but it's those individuals. But what about the ones that you don't know about in the areas that are rural? There is talent there. But if you hire someone that's able to find that talent and just say, all right, cool, look, out of these 20 different shows, these 3 were completely just knocked out of the park, but they're not on Broadway. These actors are not there, but they're worth seeing because they are talented. So it's also doing that and then playing that live in the theaters so that way it can go ahead and promote them and give them opportunities and get their name out there. Because you can always go to a Broadway show, but that limitation, that hold that they had in that market is so like, it's so small. It's so small. You have a company of like 50 people that can actually be inside of this Broadway show. And you have thousands of individuals that had the talent to be on that stage, but they just weren't selected. So if AMC were to hire someone to actually, you know, be that kind of talent scout to premiere these live showings, that could also be something too. And I just added that onto the idea with it.
Yep, that's perfect. You know, like let's say this week it's a Broadway and next week it's somebody else who is not well known. Still, people would think like, oh, you know what? Maybe it is the same as Broadway. So let's go. Let's see what they have. And you never know, as you are saying, you know, the local talent, maybe they would end up being even better. Who knows? Okay, I have one more, but I think I'll let Wired and Jake go. It's already 7:30. That guy, Wired, Faz, how far you want to go? 7:30, you want to end the call, right?
Yep, sounds like a good time.
Okay, then I'll share my idea in the next call. Wired and then Jake, please go ahead, share your idea.
So I wanted to always make the mega bag fun, and wanted AMC to do something new on social media. And I've been trying to think of a way, and I think I thought of a way that they could do it. It'd be really cool if you can go on the AMC website and gift people popcorn through social media. So what the process would be like is if you log on the website, you'd purchase the gift card, but then you'd put in the person's social media tag. And we'll use Twitter, for instance. So you would put in their @ in there, and what will happen is AMC's automated service will automatically post on, they'll @ them, send a message to them where the public can see. And you can maybe even choose it to where it replies specifically on a specific, message, right? Maybe something heated's going on Twitter, and then your buddy's in the conversation, and you want to buy him popcorn and have AMC say, hey, somebody bought you popcorn, and then you can choose a GIF of, somebody eating popcorn, like the meme, right? So you're just kind of adding to the conversation, like, yes, it's funny, but then also you just bought your friend popcorn. And what that message would be, your buddy so-and-so or so-and-so bought you popcorn, redeem it, and it basically will say, personal message us this code, and it'll be a code. And so you would have to DM them that code, and they'll reply back with a gift card for popcorn or whatever they choose to do. And it's kept private because the DM will look at the handle of whoever's messaging them and then pair it up with the code, and then that way it'll know who it is to give them that gift card. So it just changes it to a fun way of gifting and making it social, right? Thoughts, feedback?
Great idea, Wired. I really love that idea.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun, man.
All right, so to make sure I got it, mega bag distribution through social media. Purchase a bag and put the person's username / profile location to send them popcorn. Personalize the message, and the code is sent and is redeemed on AMC Theater's website or app.
It would be redeemed through. So basically, you would get the message on social media, and there'll be a code attached to it. You would private message AMC back with that code, and then they will send you a screenshot of the gift card so you can redeem it. And then you can take that code into a theater, they can scan it, or you can redeem it on the website.
Cool. All right. Yep. Got it down.
Okay, my idea was actually inspired by Mahul's question of, how do we get different types of content on at AMC theaters? I think this is a really big question with a lot of money and revenue potential. Here's what I came up with just now as Mahul was speaking. What do people do during the day when they're at home? They turn on the television. What powers television content? NBC, Universal, DirecTV, Cablevision, whatnot, these providers that supply content to you via satellite dish. So the idea is for AMC to partner with one of these content providers, cable, right? This is a war against cable. We have digital, we have the internet. So how many of people are getting cable? You partner with the cable providers, and you put that content inside an AMC theater's megaplex. every theater within the megaplex is a different channel. People that want to watch TV, but they don't have the size at home, all they got to do is go to their local AMC and pop into one of these theaters to watch their favorite show on a mega screen, on an AMC, IMAX, or Dolby, or digital screen. And they're paying a subscription. And cable will front part of the money. They will do licensing deals with AMC in order to get customers. AMC benefits via subscription cut, and they're getting concession sales, right? Because when you're at the theater during the day, during low demand hours, right, you want to utilize the theater to generate revenue. So again, partner with a cable satellite provider and put their content, like the TV, imagine your home television on the AMC screen at the theater. You want to watch TV? You don't got to do it at home, with all these distractions around you. You can just go to the AMC theater and watch your content on that big screen. During the day, when we have box office hits, of course, showtimes will be reserved for those major films in the evening. But during the day, like on a Monday or Tuesday, Wednesday, you want to get more people going to the theater. And I think this is one way to do that while generating significant revenues and innovating the entertainment experience.
All right, so I put it down as partner with cable providers and put channels inside of an AMC megaplex to watch their shows on a big screen during the day / low turnout times.
Perfect.
Yep, I have one more last one. That's not mine. That's somebody else's. That's why I'm sharing it. But that's from Tarzan. I'll put the ID once you are done, that guy. But his idea is Highcroft should make a series of documentary on like their what do you call it? Like day-to-day operations, I guess, something like that. He's giving example of like Gold Rush. Is that documentary Gold Rush? Okay. I guess he meant to say like we should have a documentary on how their production is working and about the growth, about their findings. And, if it is a series and if it has like 4 episodes, 8 episodes, whatever it is, but we should play that at AMC Theater. That way at the AMC Theater, whoever is invested in Highcroft 2, they will definitely go and watch it, what's going on with Highcroft and how their operations are doing and all the financial stuff. So, I hope I delivered his idea properly, but I'll share
awesome,
tweet. What was that?
Really cool. That's really cool because let's say they do like a 5-minute short or something, of like an episode like that, and they show it in the AMC theaters, like before the commercials, and then you can see like the longer version if you go to YouTube or whatever channel, where you just see like more of that episode, quote unquote, type of thing. So that is actually I really like that. That's a pretty cool idea because it does bring light to like a really big investment that AMC has. And yeah, man, like I like that reality TV show style, Highcroft. That could be a very cool idea.
Yep. So now we will end the call. Nobody has their hands up, and this was awesome call. Everybody, speaker and listener, thank you so much for joining the call. Without you guys, this is not possible. So, thank you so much for coming up with a great idea to make our AMC stronger and better. Please keep thinking on your day-to-day, wherever you are, just put in the background, how can you apply this to AMC, and you will come up with something great, So thank you so much all. Go ahead, that guy, Wired, Fez.
Thank you.
Linsky, by the way, you became speaker, so did you want to say anything? I'm sorry, that guy.
Yes, my loves. Hello, everyone. Okay, just wanted to let everyone know that management is encouraging deep dives on all.
You broke up there, Linsky. I think she got a phone call.
No. I was just waiting. So I just wanted to let everyone know that management is encouraging deep dives on every specific idea. So send in your work, send in all those amazing ideas. We have just initiated our AMC ideas group at gmail.com. So you can send in your ideas, all the whatever you want it to be, whether it's Word or PowerPoint or whatever. You can send in those ideas to our group email, which is amcideasgroup@gmail.com. Again, amcideasgroup@gmail.com. And you can send that in, and those ideas will be sent into management every quarter. So there's no rules, there's nothing, just all goes. And that's all that I wanted to share. Thank you, my loves. Great, amazing call.
100%. Go ahead, that guy, Wired, and then Fez.
We added 21 ideas. 21. And then within these 2 hours, we were able to like kind of dive deep into some of these ideas. So that's pretty freaking awesome. And it was collaborative. That's the biggest fucking thing that makes me come back every time is the collaboration behind it, because we're all able to discuss, our opinions. Yes, sometimes it can get a little bit like, no this, no that, no this. But in the end, the ultimate goal is to improve the fundamentals of the company, which is why we're here. And that's what I feel is what we get as a result every single time from every one of these space calls. So I appreciate all the ideas that have been, put in. We are going to refine them. We're going to review the phone call, like Linsky right there. She does that. So you are amazing for doing that. Thank you. So if I mess up, she got you for sure. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say. Proud of you guys. Good job. Love the space call.
I just want to add, no idea is a bad idea. And any counter argument or, suggestion otherwise, it's nothing against an idea. It's just to refine it so we can educate ourselves and find the consensus, what everybody wants. So don't feel like your idea is a bad idea, and don't feel like, we don't want to hear your idea. We do. We want to hear it, even if we've heard it before, because when we hear it again, new ideas come in. So you're very important. I listen to you. Our company listens to you. Thank you.
All right, guys. See you on Sunday. Bye.
Let's fucking go! Peace.